checking in for the first episode of the Freezer Fellas, your YouTube channel. And we've got an Easter weekend here. Just launched from the Nelson Port. See if the weather's good for a fish tonight. Try and get out to Cable Bay. Alright, so we've just come out of the cut here for a wee update of how good the weather is today. Got a bit of precipitation here, but as far as the waves go, it's pretty mellow. And we'll catch you when we get to Cable Bay. Sedona 4000 XG with a 7-foot Shimano, whatever that is. Oh, got it! I was waiting a while for this one. Let him take the bait and striked on him, and we'll see if we can get him up. It was looking pretty unhopeful there for a while with this weather. It's getting a bit down, but hopefully it turns for the better. Got my last colour coming up here. Should be able to try and get some cool underwater footage there, eh? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, right. Probably a nice 2.5, 3 pound snapper right there. Good eating size. We'll get him up, eh? In the bin, he goes. I've got a couple of tips here. First one being a 3-ounce sinker, just a lighter sinker. Get more feel on the fish, especially smaller ones. And next one's a bit of a smaller hook with, not much bait. I'm seeing a lot of people out there with too much bait, not getting their hook exposed. I'll show you how it's done. Right, once we're at the bottom, we're just going to flip that bail over and get a bit of tension on that line so we can feel it. I like to put my finger under there to see if I can get bites. Just watching that tip. We'll see if we get bites here. We're waiting for the load and striking up on it. We've got our fish and we're just going to keep that tension up the whole way. It's a bit smaller, so I'll warm them up nice and quick for you. How to catch a snapper at Tasman Bay. You want to give it a temptation, go for the early bites there. You want to wait for a nice big pull and pull back on them. Coming to these shorter winter days, it's just getting a bit darker. About 6 o'clock, so we're going to head home. Catch you there. what, as you can see, she's pretty dark. That rain cloud really changed the perception of when it got dark. That wasn't the greatest. There's a couple of logs floating about too, so made it extra dangerous. Got the nav lights in though, life jackets on, and our PLB was just in there, so nice and safe. Didn't see you there. We're coming back for the second half of the catch and cook. We've done the catch, about to cook it. It's been about a week after we've done the fishing trip, so we've got it sealed here, ready for later use, which is today. Going to be cooking some of it, deep frying in the pan with a couple of chips, the old classic fishing chips. We'll just skip the boring part in the chips, everyone knows how to do it. Got some going in there, about 250, fan bake, bit of oil. That's fogged up, isn't it? So we're just going to cut the fish up into some more manageable bite-sized pieces before we batter them and cook them. Just a bit of a rough chop will do. Right, for the batter, we're going to keep it simple with a bit of flour, plain flour, paprika, doesn't say it on there, baking soda, and a bit of soda water. That was left-handed. Because the fish has come out of the bag, it's going to be a bit wet. Going to use a paper towel, clean it up, dry it up, and it'll stick to the batter a bit better. Alright, we're using a bit of canola oil for the deep frying. Don't have too much in there, just get enough to coat half the fish. Once you're ready, just lay that fish in away from you and get enough paste in there. While we've got the fish bubbling away, I'm going to make a bit of dipping sauce for it. You can go with your aioli, ketchup, mustard, whatever floats your boat. Today we're going to go for a bit of mayonnaise, soy sauce and wasabi mix. Get a good amount of mayonnaise in there. A little squirt of wasabi. And finish it off with a bit of soy sauce. We'll mix that all up. And try and make it look a bit better. Fish doesn't take long to cook. Once we see that batter getting nice and crispy, about halfway up the fish, we're going to be ready to flip it. While we're letting that fish cook, we're going to have another look at these potatoes. Give them a little rack up every few minutes. They won't stick to the pan. They look about ready. After another few minutes, we're going to look at the other side of this fish. So that's ready to go on the rack. Once you get all out of the rack, it's going to be nice and wet. That is the time to salt your fish. And stick it there. Alright, so those come fresh out of the oven. Give them a little scrape. And we'll get them into a bowl. Alright, while these potatoes are still hot, we're going to chuck some seasoning on. Today we've got a bit of Nashville style spicy chicken seasoning from Master Foods. Let's see how they get along. Paired with that, we're going to chuck a bit of onion powder on from Master Foods. On the channel we like to have a segment, food reviews. You know, everyone's going out there wanting the classic feed. They want to know what's up. We've got a Stoke Classic Ginger Beer. Real ingredients, 350ml, non-alcoholic. That is going to be the beverage of choice for today's fish and chips. Going to go for a look at the old fish. That's right. That's right too. Oh wow, ginger really hits in that ginger beer. 9 out of 10. Catch you on the next one.